We're in Iceland on a trip with some family friends, and we're having a hell of a time living out of these two campers.
Hello, I got places to be.
Is Iceland.
We made it into Iceland.
Yeah, we just
and they won't give us breakfast. Yeah, they said chill out.
All right, we're at Go Camper. Here is our Isuzu D-Maxes. We've got two of them, right? FIS campers. We'll show you those in a little bit. I just wanted to kind of walk out in the lot here real quick and show you some of the fun vehicles that we don't have in the States, right? All of you guys know what the Suzuki Jimny is, right? There's one of them there. Dacia Duster. And here's the Land Cruisers. We didn't opt to do that because we've got family staying in these campers with us. So we're pretty excited to go here. Jeremy's FIS camper was actually locked and they couldn't open it, but they brought it back pretty quick and they're loading everything up here. We're out here on the peninsula at Go Campers and getting ready to launch this adventure.
So right now we are trying to find a place to eat. We don't really know where we can park, but we're figuring that out.
1 o'clock, we've had a pretty busy morning. Stopped at 10 and 2 maybe at a little grocery store. Tried to pick out some dinners. Wow, the tractor trailer just buzzing through downtown here. La Coque. So we were gonna do hot dogs, but we found this restaurant instead, and the pizza was absolutely amazing. Learned that this was actually the first pizzeria in Iceland, and it's still a family-run shop here. So we're gonna get out in rural Iceland, at least a little bit further outside of Reykjavik, and find a camper tonight, maybe do some hiking. Wow, definitely hitting a wall, but it was perfect timing for some geothermal pools, right? So this is Krauma geothermal baths and spa and restaurant actually. And it's pretty epic. And like I said, we were all hitting a wall, ready to get to camp, and we ran across this place and we were like, oh my gosh, we gotta go.
And it smells like rotten eggs.
This place is pretty amazing. I mean, look at that view, it's just absurd. Goodbye, Baths. It's been a fantastic experience. I'm not wearing shoes. I'm okay walking barefoot. I'm used to doing it in West Virginia, and what a fantastic place. I mean, really. And this is just the beginning, first day. All right, we're heading up to camp. I think it's called, I want to say Vadala, but I don't think it is. It's Valdama or something like that. I mean, everything here is 100% difficult to pronounce, but you get up there, set up camp, and get some of the stuff dried out, set up the chairs, and just enjoy the evening. So this is camp, and it is 10:30 at night. Here's our backdrop. Several people here, including that awesome machine, and lots of people from several other countries. And here's our spot over here. Pretty sweet little place, pretty simple. Just pull in and camp, and obviously a pretty popular place for everybody else, but we're gonna call it a night and check in tomorrow.
Hold everything back, all emotions stand aside. Convince yourself someone.
Varmaland Campground with this beautiful vista up here. Yeah, slept good. We went out at like 10:30 and it was like the sun was so high. I think I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, had to walk to the bathroom, and the sun had set like not really sat, but just right behind these mountains over here. And it was like completely daylight outside. It's pretty crazy. But we're gonna do some waterfalls today, maybe hike up to an old dormant volcano crater. Hopefully get on a little F-road. I'd be shocked if it's not open right now because it's just been so warm. We're gonna have a great day.
We just stopped so everyone could use the bathroom, and if you look behind you, there's a really beautiful view of this mountain, and there's a ton of sheep. We probably already filmed that, but they're really cute little lambs. So we are actually walking to our first hike in Iceland. We're going to be walking up on to that crater up there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We have definitely finally reached the top.
Yeah, this is a really pretty easy hike here. So there actually are some more ruins down here. We're gonna walk down and check it out. Not dating too far back, but just to 1872, but they used to round up sheep and maybe kind of sort them up in here, but pretty awesome. All right, I want to say we're on the Hvammstangi trail, maybe. Trying to navigate ourselves around, get a little more exercise before we spend a lot of time on the road this afternoon.
I don't claim to be the creator, but I'm the same. I take the strange variables of human life and make something out of the crazy.
I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's Vladimir Putin riding a Ritz cracker. Yeah, fantastic campsite. We went for a little hike yesterday. Up behind me on this, it's more of a mountain, I called it a bluff, but up here are like cascading waterfalls from the snow melted. Some people have already packed up this morning. I think there's probably like 30 different trucks here. The facilities over here are pretty nice. There's like a kitchen, several water closets, a washer. They don't have a dryer, so people hang dry their stuff. And then over here is kind of like a grilling center, but it's like $1,500 an adult, 1,500 krono for adults. So I can't figure out the math, but I'm sure that equals about $20. There's some fun trucks here. A lot of them are rental stuff, kind of a wedge camper, which is kind of cool. And this is a VW California beach. Today, plan is Kolugljufur Canyon, first thing this morning to go for a hike. And then we've got 2 waterfalls, possibly a hot spring, and a campground that's rated like 4.9 stars out of 5. So it should be a pretty good time. We've still got a lot more stuff to do on this trip. Pretty nice and pretty comfortable to be able to kind of get to stuff even without the top up. Small isotherm fridge. Wish it was a little bit bigger. There's a lot of dust intrusion on this thing. Some things like some basic things don't work, like USB chargers. It's not working. One kind of bummer that I saw yesterday, this hose. This is the water hose, and fortunately it's clear, but unfortunately you can see how much funk is growing inside there, because I don't think they've cleaned that out. It has a Webasto heater, which has been kind of clutch on these cooler mornings. And we'll give you a tour on this thing a little bit later. The trick with a lot of this stuff here in Iceland is camping kind of close to some of the good spots that are off the beaten path, and trying to get out here and get up a little bit early. All things considered, we were up at, I don't know, 7 o'clock, out by 8, and there was only one other couple here at this canyon, and now the parking lot's just about full. But check this out. It's a bit windy. Can't remember the name of the waterfall, but there's a hot spring above it. So there's quite a few cars here in this afternoon. So I don't know if it's going to be really swimming focused so much, because there's probably going to be a line of people waiting to get inside, but we're soon to find out. But it's hiking through kind of a farm here. There's horses everywhere in Iceland, and there's also waterfalls everywhere. Lambeyri or something, Lambeyri owner was very nice when we got here and was very happy to tell us that his pool was 38 degrees Celsius. So open 24 hours. We've also got this river over here. We're gonna cook some food, have a good time with the family, and then I think twilight swim. I mean, I'd say twilight, but it's gonna be this light outside all night long. So I'm gonna make a 1-pot chicken parmesan dinner. First thing that goes in here is the butter, garlic, salt, and pepper. And then I'm gonna chop up some chicken tendons, right? They've already got the breading on them, so it's gonna work out really well. All right, just pour the chicken in here and stir it around in the butter a little bit. Chicken bouillon cube, a little bit of water, and some marinara, and then we'll let that boil for a little bit, and then we're gonna put the noodles in. But it's absolutely beautiful outside right now, and tons of room in here, right? I'm standing up, and what's really nice about this camper too is you come in the door over here and you can set up and work at the work surface without having the roof up, which has been pretty accommodating for us to make sandwiches and stuff like that during the day. Steph or I have been sleeping up here, and then the other one of us has been sleeping down here with Catcher, but 2 adults can sleep up here and almost 3 kids can sleep down here. Seems like a wider sleeping area than up top. It does have a Webasto heater. We've got our fridge down here with all of our goodies in it, but chicken parm is coming out pretty good. I want to get these nice and crispy before I add the marinara to it, and it's gonna be a good dinner. Push the tea, push the tea. What you making?
Making pasta with vegetables with one eye that actually works on the stove. No, my eyes. The actual eyes. It gets gas, but it won't stay lit. Yeah.
Okay, pasta is just about al dente. I'm gonna move it off the heat and leave it covered up best I can. We've got mozzarella here, and then we're just gonna sprinkle the cheese on top and we're done. I'm gonna give this a shot. We've cheated and had this at home before, but solid dinner. This is the Hraunsvatn Trail, if I'm saying that correct. Again, everything in Icelandic is hard to pronounce. The approach was kind of interesting because we walked by literally the front door of a house, but we got now on a well-marked, which feels like animal track. But there are markers on the ground that are painted red to kind of keep you in place. So we got a little climb ahead of ourselves. It's like 4.5 miles. Then back to the trucks, and then we're gonna go into Hverir for some lunch. It's nice to kind of actually just enjoy nature and enjoy the hike. But when you carry a drone and a remote on a good 5-mile hike, and 2 miles of it is straight up, and then you get to the top and you realize that you've left your battery at the car, that kind of sucks. So I'm just gonna focus on enjoying this, and maybe when I get back to the truck I can launch the drone and fly it back up here so you guys can get a bigger picture of what this looks like.
So we are here on this amazing hiking trail. I mean, amazing. You can see the view behind me, and also look at this snow.
Ooh, gotta put the glacier glasses
it's pretty amazing.
I mean, we've been pretty fortunate on this trip to have really good weather. I think even if it rained, you just make the best of it anyway, but it's just overcast, but the visibility is insane right now. I mean, I can see blue skies way off in the distance. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you know, that mountain range as the crows flies is maybe 7 miles, maybe 5, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. Oh, you'll never believe it. We've climbed so far and there's a lake up here. Wow. It is not over either. I mean, it's turned from, I don't know, like rock and alpine peaks to like blue skies and green everywhere. There's even where all the waters come down from the river, you can see behind me, it's actually underneath the rock now, and then it pops out and makes this stream down here, feeds into the river. So yeah, we left the trucks here, walked down the driveway past the house, and we chose to go right at the fork and kind of continue around, I guess I'd say the north side of the trail. Now we're walking across grass and heading back here to the truck where we parked. Okay, Husavik. Across the water from us are these huge mountains, snow-capped mountains. But we're going whale watching with an outfit called Gentle Giants. And now there was two options. You could do the wooden boat, which is a large vessel, almost looks like an old sailboat. We're gonna go out on what they call the jet boats, which is just a, I think it's like a large Kodiak with, you know, like 12 seats or something on it like that. But that'll allow us to get further out into the water and maybe get even on some more whales or get closer to some whales in the end. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Full garb set up, life jacket, whistle in here, hood. Definitely got too many clothes on underneath right now. What do you see down there?
There's a bunch of jelly.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you.
On Amasiga, that's the name of this boat. First lesson of Icelandic. Ama means grandmother, so we are on the boss grandmother's boat, basically.
Hi.
Intelligence yet. It acts more as a reflex. One neuron live, two neurons.
This has truly been an unreal experience to be out here with this kind of weather and these snow-capped mountains behind us, getting shots of some whales. And they said they're gonna take us out here to show us something else too. We're gonna have lunch at Salka restaurant. They got a pretty wide menu, but after being on the water for so long, I definitely think I want to have fish. And then we're going to Geosea, geothermal baths. We saw it from the ocean. It was fantastic. I can't wait. It's about the most American thing I've seen in Iceland. GMC, KC highlights, side by side on the back. So we're at Geosea thermal spas or baths or whatever it's called. I think a lot of this water may be pumped up from the ocean, and then as it overflows off the sides here, it runs down this path here, and then it's a cascading like thermal waterfall into the ocean. Pretty awesome stuff. I feel like a peeping Tom a little bit, like holding the GoPro over this people, but I don't really care. That helicopter is pretty sweet. I think that they may have paid for a like private, very exclusive like tour of Iceland. They were talking about skiing. The lady was pretty nice. The guy was a total jackass. I think it was a group of like 6 people. And we had just been on the whale tours and they were just asking questions and they were speaking English. So I said, hey, yeah, that's the island with the puffins. And one of the guys just kind of shushed me and was like, don't listen to him, we have a guide for that. So just trying to be friendly here in Iceland, and the people are amazing, it's the tourists that suck.
Whoa.
definitely got a full plate of things to do. Campsite last night was absolutely amazing. It was really cold, and we were second guessing it maybe a little bit last night. But after the high tide kind of hit its climax and the low tide started coming, and we were just kind of blessed with some amazing sunset views, you know, throughout the whole night, because it just doesn't get dark, right? I think I'm excited about the roadside shower. I kind of want to do that really badly. So Steph was just reading up on the nature baths, and it sounds like this is going to be more of a natural experience, as opposed to some of these kind of pools that have been built that are just heated with geothermal energy. Yeah, we'll see what it's like, and have a good time. So it's like the Hvammstangi whatever, geysers. Kind of feels like Mars. Doesn't really look so much like that behind me, but it soon will in front of me.
I don't really know what it smells like, but it smells really bad. Maybe rotten eggs? I don't know.
So many weird places, so many cool places in Iceland. Everything's very unique. We think we're gonna actually hit another natural bath today. It's kind of hard to say no when they're all over the place. Fortunately got the crater here, Krafla Crater, all to ourselves, so we can walk around and take a look at it. Yeah, it's pretty cool here. It's definitely raining, and I think it's a little bit of snow. It's definitely snowing now, but we're gonna go take a look maybe at the lava fields next. Yeah, I was just looking it up on All Trails. I think this is the Leirhnjukur lava fields. So there's a lava rock field, this whole valley from, I think they're saying maybe even the last eruption was in like 1984, but it's erupted several times. Just filled this whole valley. Obviously there's moss and stuff growing, but there's still quite a bit of, you know, thermal activity here, geysers and stuff. So we're just kind of walking around enjoying it. I don't know how many times I've seen Interstellar, but Steph brought it up and said, was this where it was filmed? I don't think so. I think it was filmed on a glacier, but it really does feel that way, with just kind of the black sand and the rocks and then the steam blowing across here, right? Pretty wild stuff.
So this rock is, I'm guessing, from the volcano that happened only 30 years ago. It is really light. It feels like nothing. And if you take, the texture is really weird.
Yeah. Wow, it's very sticky on these gloves.
Yeah.
It's just hollow, like a hollow rock.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm at the Myvatn roadside shower, the perpetual shower here. Let's try. Woo. Ah! Ah! Okay, so now we're heading to the Myvatn nature baths to soak in some water a little bit. Myvatn?
Myvatn nature baths, I'm pretty sure. It has, I got my head underwater. It doesn't really do anything to your hair, but it gets rid of highlights if you have any.
You don't have any highlights?
Yeah, I don't. I think this one's a good idea.
This is kind of the general pool area, right? And then it's very large, it's very big. And then on the other side is a cold pool cooler pool over there. Over here is where a lot of the heat comes out, and over there is where the heat comes out, and then there's kind of cascading waterfalls over there. Nature baths were on point. There's a little bit of a sulfur odor for sure when you get there, but I mean, you just get used to it. I mean, it's not a big deal at all. I mean, it kind of further sucks you into the natural experience. But yeah, we're going to Dettifoss and Selfoss, and this landscape is incredible. It's so crazy here. I've tried to shoot video and I've been wiping my lens off the whole time. I'm gonna have to get like behind it or something, or over on that side, I don't know, but this is sick. All right, and this is Selfoss here, just up the trail. And now we're going to Studlagil Canyon. There's actually a campground there. We're kind of on the fence what to do tomorrow, whether we huff it for like 7 hours and stop at Diamond Beach and then maybe camp somewhere for 2 nights. Studlagil Canyon is supposed to be pretty epic. Honeycomb type columns that, you know, line the inner walls of this canyon. Camp there tonight. It's snowing. I don't know if we'll get much more, but guess we'll have to wait and see. We've been navigating this whole entire trip with the Garmin Tread. This is the Overland edition, and I actually built our entire route for our trip around Iceland here. It's been really helpful for us to navigate day to day and know where we're going, what time we're going to get there, and additionally find campsites and stuff like that along the way. But the Garmin Tread Overland Edition has been very helpful for us in our adventure here in Iceland. Good morning. Didn't check in with you last night at camp, but we are in Studlagil Canyon. It's magnificent. It's a huge, long valley, as you can kind of see behind me, and then carved down into the middle of the valley is a steep rock wall canyon. What's really specific about the area that we're going in the canyon, it has these basalt columns that as they cooled, when they were lava, as they cooled, they crystallized and formed these like nearly perfect honeycomb shaped columns, and then over the years with erosion and stuff, some of them are broken off, and it creates these kind of like little steps down into the canyon. But you know, to the normal eye driving through here and not knowing anything about the area, you wouldn't even think this exists. Totally pass it. 3 or 4 mile round trip hike here on a really nice gravel surface. We got sheep over here with us the whole time. It's pretty spectacular. This is epic. I mean, look at that, right? It's absurd, and all of these like steps are like honeycomb steps, and I mean the view behind me, the view over here. I mean, this was the one place that I really wanted to come to when we were in Iceland, and irregardless of there being several people here, nobody's hiked down in the canyon. I'm kind of here by myself. I'll call them the GP factor stones, right? Over here you can see on the rock wall where all of the stones are kind of broken off, and it kind of forms that honeycomb shape, but just a wonder of nature here. We actually camped on the canyon rim last night, and I'm glad we did, because there are just a ton of people unloading from what appears to be a tour bus right now coming, but as you can see from the footage, we had a lot of it to ourselves. Still haven't had a hot dog yet here in Iceland, and that's definitely one of the things, right? One of the things to do, and I'm worked up quite the appetite this morning. We are going to see the Viking village. So they're saying the settlement was like early 1900s, like 1920-ish or something. So it could be likely that whoever was living here when they settled built a bunch of stone structures maybe for livestock. But there's some pretty interesting stuff out here. It's kind of an odd shape, right? So the wall kind of curves here and goes back, and then there's a kind of a room over here, and then goes straight out and curves to the entrance here. I don't know if this is some sort of like lookout. There are obviously nails used on this section, and some bent iron here, maybe for a hinge. And so from here, the view's pretty good. You can get a look out across everything. But one thing is certain here is that this piece of property is absolutely amazing.
And when tomorrow it comes, there'll be a brand new sun. The song's not over, it's just begun. There's a fire on the horizon. There's a fire, so let it burn. We can get higher over the mountain. We're falling, the light keeps calling.
Right now, we are walking on water. This is really cool because it's like black sand. If you look really hard. This is the black sand beach. And so we're walking on water right now. And we will... Okay, so we just took some pictures of Catcher walking. And now we're gonna go see some seals.
Just another campsite here in Iceland. We're a little bit further down the road. This is our backdrop, right? Then on the other side of that is the Vesturhorn Moutain. We actually have free access or included access to the beach out here, the black sand beach. Really nice cafe over here. We're gonna go over there and have waffles in the morning. Really excited about it. And then we've got kind of our bathrooms, and we've got showers over there and stuff. But this is all the Atlantic Ocean. These campsites just keep getting better, and the beers, oh man, this is my favorite here, right? So this is of course it's backwards, it's Sister, right? It's a pale ale, and it's solid. The Jokulsarlon Lagoon, which is Solarun, maybe Lagoon, I don't know, but it's off the Jokulsarlon something glacier, I don't know. It's a very iconic spot here. Across the road from us is actually Diamond Beach, which we're gonna go do here in a few. Yeah, so we're actually gonna see the icebergs more than the glaciers, but we're planning on seeing some glacier here before this trip's over. This is pretty cool, but it's extremely touristy here. There's like helicopters flying around, and I guess these guys are like patrolling the waters, maybe make sure nothing happens. It's kind of cool. There's some seals out here. It's cool, but it's equally disheartening to see this ice just melting off. Woohoo! We're hiking to a glacier now. I can't even remember what the name of it is, but we just beat the crowds. So this is going to be a pretty good experience, I think. The trail on all trails has kind of disappeared at this point because it looks like a lot of this is sloughed off. The people that have been coming, you know, for the ice tours have been walking off of, you know, this side, so that's what we're going to do. We're actually on the glacier now. It's just pushing all of this earth down with it. As it melts, it's just exposing the rock. We are certainly getting closer. Then we'll start to see people on the ice up here, which we won't be doing that because we don't have crampons, but we're definitely going to get close enough as we are actually already on the glacier. First time some of this ice is being exposed, like millions or billions of years, right? Got to drink straight off the glacier. Well, I don't know what else there is to do. On our last day, as we head back to Reykjavik, I think we're going to do F-Road F35. You know, a lot of the F-Roads are still closed right now in their entirety. So they're open kind of part of the way, but not all of the way. So F35 is opened more than 50%. So we're just going to go out that road as far as we can and kind of come back. The reviews on Google seem to indicate this might be one of the best kept secrets for campsites in Iceland. We have 2 more nights of camping, tonight and tomorrow night, and then we're going to be staying in Reykjavik at a hotel there. So yeah, it's been nice. It's actually just stopped raining, coincidentally, so maybe we'll have a little bit of break from moisture at the campground tonight so the kids can run around and play a little bit, but we'll check in with you and show you what the campsite looks like when we get there. Now we're going to show you this epic campsite. So that's camp right there, and that is absurd back there, right? So it is really super shitty outside right now, but I am still going to walk around, drink another one of my favorite beers here in Iceland. You might be able to hear it open. Here's the reception area, super nice girl working in there. Bathrooms, shower house, and then I'm gonna get a break from the rain because it's freaking relentless out here. It is coming down hard. You got wash stations, right? This is typically the way it is. Like either they're inside or they're outside. This one's really nice because it's covered. A lot of them haven't been. You can even look at yourself and see what you look like. They also have these cabins. Those cabins are equivalent of like $180 a night. They do have a bathroom in them, but no shower. Showers in here. Several bathrooms. Some people camp here. Got a little caravan community going on. We're going to take a look at some of the trails tomorrow. This is one of them that meanders up all the way to the top and then probably out the ridge line. This is really cool. So if you want to, what you can do is you can actually park down here beside this cave. They've even got a little smokestack for a wood stove. I don't think they have any firewood though. And a couple different grills. This is so cool. Let me wipe this off. This is so cool, right? So I'm gonna go in here to get a break from the rain, shake off a little bit. The smoke kind of lingers in there a little bit. But yeah, this is what's above it here. Tomorrow I am gonna get up on that ridge and give you a good shot of what this looks like. Just absurd. Look, there's another cave up there too. I don't know how the hell you'd get to it. I think I'm gonna go back to the truck and hang out for a little bit. And here we are here. I mean, just an epic place to be. We're gonna go for a big hike today. You ready?
Yeah.
Pretty epic start to our hiking trip. We came up, I'll show you real quick before we get too far away from it. Up that. From down here. Cave right here. There's like a little waterfall that goes right down into it. Taking a little mid-hike break here in a little cave. It's been a steady climb uphill for a bit now. I'm almost kind of tempted to walk backwards here so you can get a shot of the view, but I guess if I just turn the camera around, it's just as good this way, right? Yeah, this campsite is epic. Steph's a little under the weather this morning. She actually had a fever. Hoping that when we get back, she's kind of rested up. Thankfully, we don't have too much more of the trip left, or she'd be pretty miserable and miss out on a lot. But we've done so much already. Making our way back to camp. The climb was so steep coming up that we opted to just take the kids back down a four-wheel drive track here. So it's gonna put a couple more miles on the trip, but we're gonna be much safer climbing down this road. Honestly, last night was the least bright of all of the nights here in Iceland so far, and I think it had a lot to do with being, you know, in this area right here, right? Well, I figured I'd do one more hike. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, I don't know what that is. They're definitely doing a little bit of work here. But this pipe running through, I don't know if that's just water. I mean, they can just pull water from the creek, but anyway, I got a beer. We're back at camp. I'm hiking out one of these little canyons, or up one of these little canyons to see what it looks like, because it looks fantastic. That water is crystal clear. This is Iceland. Shot a catcher like this, you can't see the thousands of people that are behind him. Minus the hordes of people, it is a very beautiful place. I don't know if you could ever actually get out here and not have tons of people. It's kind of more entertaining to see actually people losing their sneakers out here. Yeah, the sand is really cool. I mean, that is something else. It's just been pulverized and beat up, but it's not quite sand, it's just like little tiny rocks. Well, that was Reynisfjara Beach. That's the last maybe site that we're gonna see. I feel like the Golden Circle is just gonna be crazy because we've been so far out in the middle of nowhere. It's almost not even fun to think about going there, but this is our last night. We're gonna split up, camp at different campsites The other part of the group is going to go to the Blue Lagoon, and we're going to go find another campsite and do off-road tomorrow. Last campsite here in Iceland. They do have soccer goals, and they do have a soccer ball, and there's nobody here besides this one camper right here behind me. But we're going to walk around and take a look at it. It's a beautiful site. We're up on kind of a plateau. Appears that there is a man and a women's water closet. And I'll honestly say, like, I feel pretty fortunate to have done the ring road clockwise instead of counterclockwise, because I never really felt like we had a lot of traffic behind us. And we got off the plane and got straight out of the crowds, right? So that was really nice. Definitely some hoof prints here. There's been some horses come up here. So, and they were really clean bathrooms. So fantastic there, that's great. There are not showers, there are just toilets, which is perfectly fine. Okay, got too excited, it's raining again. I just met our neighbors, Christian and Barbara. They're from France. They just bought this camper van or Sprinter conversion that's pretty sweet. Just a few weeks ago, I understand. They drove up to Denmark, and the thing to do is ferry your vehicle over, and they stayed in a cabin, went to the Faroe Islands, and then now they are exploring Iceland here in their camper van, which is really awesome. Super nice couple, and looking forward to maybe catching up with them sometime in the future. I know they're gonna have a good time exploring here in Iceland. For being on the Golden Circle where everybody's at, and having this kind of experience was just fantastic. We've paid up. It was a little confusing as far as how we pay, because we don't have cell phone service, so we couldn't call and pay, but everything is Apple Pay. If you got your credit card on your phone, everything is Apple Pay. I don't think there's been one time where we had to pay with cash. Wanted to go out and drive some F-roads. A lot of them aren't open right now, but we went up F35, which is actually just 35 now, because they've kind of declassified it as an F-road because it's been paved. At a certain point it turns gravel, and then after a certain point on that it actually turns pretty rough, and you need like a high clearance four-wheel drive vehicles. But we're off of F335, which looks like it has just been kind of leveled a little bit from or after the runoff, you know, after the snow's melted. It's a pretty stark landscape. I'm not sure if it was like a lake bottom at one point or not, but we've been motoring along for about 10 kilometers on this, thinking we're not going to really see anything except end in the lake. And we've got this beautiful view of the mountains right now. A pretty bad washout going into like this river valley here. Just too much for the clearance. There's this little hut here, but we're not trying to be nosy. This may not make the video if we feel like we're being too nosy, but I'm just going to take a peek. Oh, it's definitely a bathroom. We are going to close this up. And whoever here was here last didn't close the last one, so I will close that too. So let's walk over and look at this hut. Definitely raining a little bit. That is for sure. I'm hoping I can get the drone up one more time to show you what this looks like, because it's pretty epic. In fact, that was the waterfall we're aiming for back there, but we just kind of got skunked. Well, it's not locked. Check this place out. Wow. Yeah, all right, so it is definitely a hut, more of a hostel. I guess several people could sleep in here. They've got little candles. There's some firewood I guess you can burn in the stove. But it's 5,500 krona. And I guess you could camp here too. So it's 2,000 krona. But yeah, this is awesome. Little clotheslines to hang your stuff from. Maybe kind of a book of who was here last. Let's see if we can find out who the last person was. It is June. Somebody was here June 21st, so I will definitely sign that at some point here. But let me go get the family and see if they want to check this out. This is cool. We are going to bid farewell to this camper at kind of the ideal place that I thought we might end up camping at on our last night, but whatever, we've had a great time. Here is how the camper is set up as we depart. We've got everything packed back in our luggage, table set up, sleeping up there is all organized, nice and neat. It's been a lot of fun, and we may or may not see you again, camper. Before this trip was over, I wanted Catcher to be able to tell his friends that he drove a camper truck on the F-roads in Iceland, so that is exactly what we're doing. We've got a few more minutes till we get off this track, and then we gotta hustle to get back to the hotel, drop the family off, and then I'm going back to Go Campers.
If I told you things I did before, told you how I used to be, would you go along with someone like me? If you knew my story word for word, had all of my history, would you go along with someone like me? I did before and had my share. It didn't lead nowhere. I would go along with someone like you. It doesn't matter what you did, who you were hanging with. We could stick around and see this night through. And we don't care about the young folks talking about the outside. And we don't care about the old folks talking about the old style too. And we don't care about the wrong folks talking about our own style. All we care about is talking over me and you. Usually when things has gone this far, people tend to disappear. No one will surprise me unless you do. I can tell there's something going on. Ours seems to disappear.
Okay, that's a wrap. We are at Go Campers. Tomorrow we're going to explore Reykjavik. We just really had a good time with the truck. So if you're looking for a camper rental, this is totally not an endorsement because I'm not being paid by them. But if you are looking for a camper rental, they do have a lot of good options for camper vans and trucks. And if you book it well in advance, which we did, was around like Thanksgiving time, we saved like 15%, which was almost like $1,000 off. So check out Go Campers if you're coming to Iceland. We're gonna wait for the fly bus to pick me up. I bought my ticket online. I missed the bus, so now I gotta wait another 45 minutes. It got me pretty far for pretty cheap, but I'm hungry. It's dinner time. My family's waiting on me, and this is the bus terminal. I don't even know how to show you, but like we're about 30 minutes of a walk that way now. So I'm totally guessing right now where the hotel is, but I can see the church, so it's definitely up here. A nice tree house in their yard here. and sweet high cap Defender, and then another one. Wow, 4-door. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This has suddenly become a walking tour of Reykjavik. I think I've successfully navigated myself and no map. And here we are, Hotel Fran. Hello, just one traditional hot dog. I've gotten the traditional Icelandic hot dog, right? So looks like they put like crispy onions underneath, maybe with ketchup and mustard, and then like kind of a glazing sauce or a burger sauce on top of it. So let's give this a shot. Okay, I get it. Like the onions are kind of crispy. Very good. I can definitely eat several of these. It almost like tastes like a gravy on top of it. Definitely ketchup in there, but yeah, the onions on the bottom. Ideas. So I guess that's a wrap. I mean, we're done. 10 days in Iceland, and I feel like we've done everything. I don't think there's really anything we've missed. I can't recommend this country enough. It's been an awesome experience.
Hello, I got places to be.